And, we're just gonna layer on thick, and then we'll come with the skimming blade and smooth it out after. So I like going this way to maintain the roundness. If you go this way, you end up creating some of these edges like that, as you can see here. And this is really hard to feather out and fix because even though this is rounded, the wall itself is too much of a curve for you to go up and down like this. So you end up with all these lines, and I've seen guys do this with their regular trowel, and they just keep layering it like this, and then they use a putty knife, and then they try to fill in like that. Then the next coat, they come and scrape this down, then they fill in that one, and it just keeps getting thicker and thicker. So in my experience, it works best with going with the curvature of the wall and just balancing your trowel, applying pressure where it needs to be, and just going in that same direction, because the wall's already smooth that way. It's not really going to have a nice rounded base, or the surface not going to be nice and round if you go that direction. So we're just going to put mud everywhere like that. Okay. Also, another way you can do this, if you don't have a rounded trowel, a pool trowel, is you can get a broad knife, 12-inch broad knife, and apply the material and skim it out, smooth it out like that. But just make sure you're going in this direction, following the curve of the wall. And this pool trowel helps reduce the dragging of the edges each time I overlap. So there. So we're gonna add a nice thick amount like that. We gotta hide the tape. We gotta hide all the bumps and all the joints. Now, from here, I'm going to use my sampakto and smooth out these edges here. And I have my pail down there so I can scrape off the extra material. Just go right into the edge like this. Now this is something that may not be easy for first time users, but you just get practice and then you'll get better at using it. And I've had other tapers tell me when they see me use this, and they say, "Don't you find that tedious?" I find that tedious. And then I say to them, "I find you tedious." and then they usually walk away after that because old school guys, they just want to stick to their hawk and trowel and not learn any other ways of doing their job. So you know what, it's their choice, but there's a reason why these tools are invented. They're not just for collection and for display. They're meant to be used because they make the work easier to finish and nicer to finish. And you know, I did try just using a hawk and trowel to do these type of walls, and I did it the way I was shown by a journeyman, and it just took too long. So I wanted to figure out a better technique of doing this and a way that I can have a nicer finished product.